in a presentation mode. I think HOD sir, just to check it, Divya Prasad MSat is presenting. It is showing like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Wait, sir.
Better he can log out and come again so that.
Sanjay madam.
Yeah, that is myself, sir.
Yourself. Okay.
I'm using my college ID.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I stop my sharing, sir? Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Now also that. Now also the option has not changed, ma'am. Now also it is showing that Divya Prasad MSat is presenting.
Sandhya ma'am, you should stop your presentation, ma'am. Stop sharing.
Yeah, then only I can
Yeah,
share.
okay. Now, yeah, sir. Now, is it okay, sir?
Okay, ma'am, just wait.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good morning, uh, all the participants, faculty members, especially the HOD and the Santhya ma'am for a warm welcome to my presentation of wind energy conversion system. I think it is audible, no?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yeah, audible, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
But just
Yes, sir.
wait for a few minutes.
yeah. Otherwise, should
Sanjay
I
madam.
wait? I will wait, no problem.
Yes, sir. Please wait for
Yeah,
another
sir.
2 minutes, sir. We'll start. Huh?
Okay, no
We
problem.
just
Then
wait.
no issue. I will wait.
The scheduled time is 11 o'clock. We'll wait for another 2 minutes. The students are
Yeah,
joining.
yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Okay. Sanjay madam.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, after 2 minutes, you please welcome the gathering and then the session will start. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Denzel. Mr. Denzel, are you in the line?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So, please give instruction about information about tomorrow's program.
Okay, sir. Good morning to all. In continuation to the webinar series, tomorrow we will have a session on 11 kV substation and introduction to MEP. The guest is going to present the topic is Mr. K. Robin, Electrical Engineer, Betek, Doha, Qatar. The registration link is shared in the chat box. You're all requested to register for the upcoming events also. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning to another present here. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you for a technical webinar on wind energy conversion system. On behalf of our management, principal sir, head of the department, I'm happy to introduce the guest speaker, Dr. Rajin M. Linus, who is working as an associate professor and head Department of Electrical Engineering, Sanjay Godbad University, Maharashtra. I welcome you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So,
Before
okay.
starting
Can
the
I
session,
start?
I would like to give a small introduction about our guest speaker. Sir done his PhD in the area of PMSG based wind energy conversion system and also doing research in fault study of grid connected wind energy system. He's worked as a principal in ME Engineering College at Malappuram from 2016 to 2019. He has honored with Best Achiever Award from Abdul Kalam International Foundation and Moral Resource and Research Foundation. He is a member in professional bodies such as IEI, IEEE, and ISTE. And he is also a member in several committees that includes Board of Studies in Electrical Engineering Department and research committees, as well as the several committees. And also sir published more than 8 papers in various reputed journals. With this small introduction, once again, I welcome you, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Now I hand over the session to you, sir. Please take over the session.
Okay. So thank you, ma'am, for inviting me and the HOD sir and principal. So I am Dr. Reginam Linas. Actually, I am also from Tamil Nadu in Kanyakumari district, and I joined here as associate professor in that year of 2019 April. Before that, I was working as a principal in Kerala. Then before I joined as a principal, I was the HOD there. Then I went for PhD in regular basis in Indian Institute of Information Technology Design Manufacturing, Kanchipuram. So this is the brief introduction about me. So it will be good. We should not waste much time. So we can directly go for presentation. So that 1 minute. So now. I hope all of you can see that presentation, right?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So first of all, I thank the management of Mount Leon College of Engineering and Principal Dr. Balamurugan and HOD of Electrical Engineering Department, Dr. Divya Prasad and Ms. Sandhya, Assistant Professor, for organizing this workshop, and students and faculty and participants of various colleges who are all attending this webinar, and all wishers. First of all, with thanks, I am introducing this session. So first things is this is the instruction to the audience. Kindly mute audio options. For doubts, please refer the slide number to make the clarification comfortable. There is 2 doubt session and clarification session. One is in the mid of the presentation and another one is in the last. So where I have mentioned that instruction, accordingly kindly follow so that we can avoid that interference everything. So now the learning objective of this today's webinar is that once after completing this 1 hour lecture, you will come to know how the wind flow geographically, how the wind flow is happening. Then second one, you will understand the recent scenario of wind energy conversion system. Then you will understand the different types of wind energy conversion system. Then familiarize parts of wind energy conversion system. Then describe the control strategies of wind energy conversion system. Then understand the concept of maximum power point tracking. What is meant by max power point tracking? Why we need to go for maximum power point tracking? So as it is already that the fact that our convener has suggested this is only for BTech students and some of the faculties. I have not included anything totally the research oriented. Thus, this is only a basic course, basic lecture, so that people can understand very clearly. So then outline of this webinar having that 6 session. First one is, first we should know why wind energy is important. What is the use, why we nowadays everywhere people are thinking about wind energy. What is the reason behind we are going this wind energy? What is the mandatory of that nowadays? That is the thing. So we have one sustainable development goals in our entire world. They have fixed one sustainable development goal. They have a target to attain it is in 2030. So based on that, they have given some around 14 goals. So one of the goal is improving our renewable energy. That is why we should know very clearly why we need to learn this wind energy conversion system. Then second part of this outline is wind energy, sources of wind energy, how the wind movement will be. That things we will learn as a part of next session. Then history of wind energy conversion system, which one is the first wind turbine, where it is invented, then how much power it is produced, all those things will be included. Then what are all the installed capacity of world level and region wise and state wise, country wise, what are the installed capacity. So once you come to know that electrical engineer, the students who are learning at BTech final year or third year, you will come to know how much opportunities in the side of renewable energy. That is also you can imagine. After that, I will not tell you very clearly, but you can understand after you go through this lecture. Then types of wind energy conversion system, offshore and onshore wind energy, and vertical and horizontal wind energy conversion system. What is meant by grid connected and standalone wind energy system. Then characteristics and control of wind energy control system. We have different types of control. When we can use yaw control, when we can use pitch control, when we can use tip speed ratio control. All the things we will learn today in this lecture. Finally, the concept of maximum power point tracking and the issues in maximum power point tracking. So this MPPT is related to most of the time the research point of view. So that I have given a small introduction only what is meant by MPPT, and so that one can learn more literatures are available for understanding different MPPT. Otherwise, it is necessary one more MPPT lecture. So it will take more different types. That's why I have confined with some of the topics of maximum power point tracking. Then first we should know why this wind energy is important. So we know that United Nations General Assembly is there. That is that combination of different countries are joined together. They will frequently meet and they will understand what are the issues are there, how we can solve it. Even this COVID issues also they were discussed there. So now in this year of 2015, they have fixed around 17 sustainable development goals. They have fixed 17 sustainable development goals. So in order to improve our world by due to some issues of environmental and climate changes, they have targeted 17 sustainable development goals. So it includes poverty has to be reduced. We have to provide a good food. Everyone should get electricity. So different parameters are there. If you see Google, you can get it many. What are all the 17 sustainable development goals? Among that, seventh goal is our clean energy, renewable energy. It is the seventh goal aim is ensure access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable and modern energy. How much energy we can produce it, and we can give with clean energy, how much we can give. That is a seventh goal. Then in this, so that as per the renewable energy point of view, they are expecting they have to increase the global energy share market by 2030. They have to improve lot global share market by 2030. As per the renewable energy side, people are targeting in the year of 2050, 85% of power consumption should be by renewable energy. So that nowadays we know electricity is very difficult to more pay, that type of things we can avoid it. Everyone should get the electricity. That is why people are targeting 2050, 85% of energy consumptions by our electrical sources, renewable energy sources. Remaining can be we can take it from grid and all, so that we can the scarcity of electrical supply also we can avoid. So everyone should get affordable and reliable energy by 2030. So then world has to improve energy efficiency of clean energy. So we have to improve the efficiency. The efficiency is also important factor for getting energy. How we will improve the efficiency? As per, for example, as per that wind energy conversion system, we are giving some input as the wind. We have to get the efficiency, good efficiency output. For that, people are using maximum power point tracking and all, and different strategies as well. Then people are targeting in the year of 2030, 95% of clean energy of cooking should be by, so they are to cooking should be by use of clean energy by 2030. So these are all the main impact behind that. That is the reason why I have also chosen this as a research area. And another one that for this today's seminar also I have fixed this as a topic. Then motivation towards this renewable energy system. I already told you sustainable development. Why we need this sustainable development? We know already in the 12th standard and all we have studied chlorofluorocarbon. Fridge will produce, our air condition will produce fluorocarbon. Then some of the things we have learned, so that ozone layer is affected. These are all the things. So that's what I am now, just I am explaining. Everyone know this, but as a basic point of view, I am explaining this also. We know the sun is having that UV, harmful UV rays will be there. It will generate harmful UV rays. So in this harmful UV rays can be filtered by using our ozone layer. This ozone layer, it will filter harmful UV rays and it will provide the light to ourselves for our survival. So now that filter will be transferred to our earth. This is the normal procedure. I don't want to go beyond this ozone layer further and all. So ozone layer have many chemical compounds are there. These compounds will filter UV rays. If suppose ozone layer is not there, this harmful UV rays is directly attack plants and our human being also. Due to that, skin cancer and different types of skin issues and other health issues will happen. So that now what is the problem? We are using electrical appliances, it will generate chlorofluorocarbons. Then volcanic eruption will be there. Some of the hill and all, it will vomit that heat with the fire outside is due to the metal content inside that thing. So due to that, we are getting many smoke outside the climate. Then higher pollution from vehicle and industries. For generation also, we are using some diesel engine and different type of things we have used. So due to that, more smokes will come out. This will spoil, it will make that ozone layer depleted, or otherwise it will generate more holes in the ozone layer. So if this is ozone layer, more holes are there, automatically UV rays will directly, it will attack the human being. It will affect the human being. So that is why people are now taking care how to make it reduce that, how to minimize that affecting the ozone layer. So effect of depletion, that's what I have told you, due to the UV health issue problem will be there. Another one, some of the life cycle of species will be get affected. So some rare species, we used to say, some of the previous years, some of the rare species are there. These are all heat will transfer to air, so heat. So that area it will start. As the heat is transferring, it will lead to global warming, which will increase the sea level also. Since ices will start to melt, therefore sea level will increase. One particular time, if we are going like this, one particular time, entire world will be with the sea. There is no space for human being. So we are attacking natural things. That is why it is now attacking back in the form of tsunami and different earthquake. All those things are human being only creating the problem, not natural. We are disturbing natural, automatically nature will given back. So due to this, that is why I have chosen this motivation for this wind energy can be the today's lecture. Then about wind flow, there is an interesting method. Maybe some of the people are aware that how the wind flow will be. What is meant by wind flow? We used to say changes of airflow. Airflow between the places is called as wind flow. Yeah, it is correct. So for that, I want to say that the geographical representation of our globe. North pole in the top, south pole. If you ask more thing about geography, I am also not so much weak in geography, but for explaining wind energy, I am explaining this. In between, equator will be there. Equator, north pole and south pole. So now, just for understanding, just I have split it, make it only that north pole and south pole alone in between equator. Assume morning time, sun will be there. So then sun will start to radiate the heat. So what will happen? In this equator place, it will be heated up more when compared with north pole and south pole. Once again repeat, when that sun will, due to the sun energy, that equator will heat it up more when compared with north pole and south pole. So once air which has the content of liquid molecules and water molecule, everything will be there. So now, once this water molecule is heated up, the higher density air will be in that ground, higher density. So once it heated up, warm air will come up. It will be in the above that high density air. So so that what happened? This warm energy, air, it will start to move towards the north pole and south pole. I will show you very clearly. So now this is the case. See, now once this heated up, warm air will be not energy. Sorry, warm will move from equator to north pole and equator from south pole. From equator to south pole. So what happened? In this, there is having a space will be there. So that in this space in this equator, it will be filled by that cool air from the north pole to and south pole. See now, cool air, there is a higher density air. Warm air, it is a lower density air. That's why it is mentioned as LD and HD. So cool air will just to move towards this equator. We know. So once again repeat, once the heat is generated from the sun, so that warm, it will be heated up. That equator side will be heated up. So all the air content will be warmed up. So it will be low density. So as the lower density, we know immediately it will start electrical. As like electrical, higher potential to lower potential. Like that, it will try to move towards towards north pole or south pole. So now equator is vacant. So in that vacant place is occupied by cooled air in the north pole and south pole, so that that air will flow from equator to north pole or north pole to equator and equator. So based on that environmental conditions, it will be take place. This is the process of wind flow. This is why wind flow is happen. This is one factor. Then second one, what I want to say is, nowadays in our area where we can see hill, everything will be there. So hill will block the airflow. Due to that also, wind flow will happen. This is another way of wind flow. So this is based on geographically how the wind flow is happen. Then another one, the same concept, we can apply it for our daylight, day and night. So left side is day, right side is night. For example, when during the daytime, earth will heated up more when compared with sea level, air in the sea level. So what happened? Once the earth will heated up, that low density air will move up, and automatically there is a vacuum space in the earth. So from the sea level, that higher density air will move to move to earth. Then this lower density from above that, we already told you, the warmed air will move up in the air. It will transfer to this sea level. Due to that, circulation will be in clockwise direction, wind flow. At the same time, during the night, we know water content will cool up slowly. So when compared with land, water, that air content in that sea level will be warmed up fast. So warmed air will move up, then cool air, here air it will be the cool air. So as this is moved up, this cool air will be transferred to the sea level, and that warm air will be transferred to the land. So that we can call it as daytime, that we can call sea breeze, and night time we will call it as land breeze. So this is the movement of airflow in this wind flow. So that now we understood three things. One is, due to the geographical point of view, equator will heat it up more. Due to that, there is a wind flow. Then this is the case during the day and night time. Due to the sea breeze and the land breeze, wind will be flow, airflow will be there. Then another one, due to the hills and everything, automatically airflow will be blocked and it will be deviated anywhere. So this is the case of wind flow in the day and night. So I hope you understood what is meant by wind and how the flow will be. So first wind turbine, which is this is the first wind turbine. They have invented in the year of 1888 in the place of Cleveland, USA, by Charles Brush. So that he has invented first wind turbine. We should know this when it is invented. So the diameter of this entire wind turbine is 17 meter or 50 feet, and 144 rotor blades are there. See the diagram, you can see many rotor blades are there. I will come to the point how that rotor blade will be, how we can choose the blade type. The blade will be in the next session, next slide. So it is totally 144, and it is made up of a cedar wood. It is made up of only wood only. So then it generated only 12 kilowatts power. 12 kilowatts power, and so this is the normal things. Turbine has diameter of 17 meter and 144 rotor blades and made up of wood, and it will generate only 12 kilowatts power. So this is about first. So once people have invented, from this we can understand what is the disadvantage. Construction point of view, it is very difficult. We know three blade itself, it will take more time to elevate it, and so at the same time now we are using 144 rotor blades. Then diameter is 17 meter. Then so getting only 12 kilowatts power only. So this is the once invented, people will start to think about negatives and all. Then they will start introduce different things. So based on the number of blades in the turbine, first people have think that single blade. Why can't we use single blade? What is the problem? See, analyze it. Single blade, when it will rotate, that centrifugal force issues will be there, balancing will be the problem. Due to that, they have to take special care about the construction, that the base of that wind turbine. That is a one case. Second one is what, if we only one wind blade, will not get more power. Wind power is more. We have maximum, we have to extract maximum power. For example, induction motor is there, we are giving input, output we are getting only we have 3 blades only. The reason is, if I go 3 blade to 4 blade, efficiency improvement is only 0.5%. But at the same time, cost of installing one blade again further is more. That is why higher wind turbine and all, people are not at all using that for more than 3 wind blades. But lower wind turbine, no issue. They can use many blade, and this is not a much issue of cost when compared with that is why people have, so that so once again repeat, first wind turbine was only one blade means the problem is efficiency less, balancing problem. Second, they have recovered balancing problem somehow, but efficiency they thought that they can improve further. That is why they have gone for third blade. In the third blade, what happened? 3 blades are there, so that they got improved the efficiency of 3%. Then they think of implementing 4 blade. 4 blade, what was the problem is efficiency only increases by 0.5%. They cannot able to increase further. So by the same time, installing cost was more. That is why they have chosen one. Nowadays we can see all wind turbine having 3 blades. Then world cumulative installed capacity of wind turbine, we should know. See, from 2000 to 2023, expectation also there. Initially, that installed capacity of world cumulative installed capacity of wind is only 17 gigawatts. 17 gigawatts. Then gradually we are increasing. Then in the year of 2015, 64 additional new installation they have done. So total 433 gigawatts. Then again 55 gigawatts. Like that, they have increased that new installation also. People are expecting in the year of 2023, 903 gigawatts installation capacity entire world. So that much scope is there for electrical engineer also. Then region-wise installed capacity, we know Americas, Europe, and Asian Pacific and all, Africa and Mid East. When compared with other cases, Asian Pacific places 261 gigawatts power they are have installed capacity, and 44% of total installed capacity. Why this thing is varying? That is why I have told already. Equator, movement of equator to north pole, south pole issues due to the different area having different environment for wind flow. Due to that, the changes are there. If you go in our Tamil Nadu, we are the first. Tamil Nadu is the first in that installation. I will show in the next slide. If you go Kerala, that installed capacity is very less. That's not the problem of state people, only the problem of wind flow. So that is the things we should know how much they did. So we are Asian Pacific is the first one, then Europe is second one, then Americas, USA's and all third one, then Africa and Middle East is only 5.73, only 1% of total installation in region wise. Then if you go that country wise, see China is first. So then second one, United States. China is 211 gigawatts, 36% in country wise. United States 96.7. Then Germany, India, we are in the fourth, 35.13%, only 6% only. When compared with China, it is very less. So this is how our installed capacity of wind turbine, wind energy as of now. So now final one is state-wise installation of wind. I already told you Tamil Nadu is the first, 9 gigawatts. Then Gujarat 7.2 gigawatts. Then Maharashtra 4.79 gigawatts. Then Karnataka 4.75, Rajasthan 4.29, and like that. Then final Kerala is very less, 0.06. Then others totally 0.004%. So this is the installed 0.004 gigawatts, not percentage, gigawatt. So this is the installed capacity in the statewide. So one person should know when we do some research before that how much impact on world when we do some research. Otherwise, final year students or BTech students, when you do for some project, you should know what is the scope of your project. Accordingly, you can plan. So then another one, these are all the things you know: onshore wind turbine and offshore wind turbine. This is the normal two types of wind turbine: onshore wind turbine and offshore wind turbine. Then we know onshore means in the earth we are installing wind turbine. Then offshore means in the sea water. We will construct some ground there, and accordingly we will do some, by using civil engineer, we will make a strong construction there. So this is the two types of wind turbine: onshore and offshore wind turbine. In this onshore wind turbine, it was installed in the Cleveland. I already told you, Cleveland in 1888, and it is cheap. Don't think that cheap means it is very less. When compared with offshore wind turbine, installed means very cheap. Then that from the substation or from the generating station to the substation, the distance will be consumer will be very less. Short distance between mill and consumer. Short distance between mill and consumer. Then as the distance is less, voltage drop will be very less. Voltage drop is less, and we can install quick. Install quick means it is not immediately within a day. When compared with the offshore wind turbine, we can install quick. Then all the time we will not get wind energy. If we use this earth onshore wind turbine, not produce energy in all the years. So, but similarly in offshore wind turbine installed in Denmark in 1991, cost is more when compared with onshore. Then long distance between windmill and the consumer. It will be a long distance, so travel wire, so that cost is also more. Then voltage drop will be larger, and it is tall. We have to make it a tall wind turbine. When height should be more when compared with that much stubborn in the wind turbine, rigid, so that all the wind they can that wind turbine it will not affect much. Then wind turbine high wind speed allowed more energy. What happened? We know sea level and all, always we can see the energy. High wind speed is there, so that we have to make it a strong wind turbine there. Building that when we elevate the wind turbine there, we have to do this. We have to take care of these are all the things when we go for offshore wind turbine. So high speed all the time we will get wind in this when we use for offshore. Then horizontal and vertical axis wind turbine. We know horizontal axis as usual everywhere we can see horizontal axis wind turbine. Then vertical axis wind turbine is vertical. Blades are vertical, but blades and axis of rotation is vertical along the axis of where we have placed it. So in an horizontal axis, it is horizontal. So we should know what is the advantages of horizontal axis, what are the impact of horizontal and vertical axis. So in this horizontal axis, wind turbine, wind flow should be in the right direction. That means every time we have to change the direction of turbine based on the wind flow. But in vertical axis, if any one of the blade hit by the wind, automatically it will start to rotate. So that is a drawback of horizontal axis when compared with vertical axis. In horizontal axis, all the wind blades should be at a time we need a force, then only wind turbine it will rotate. But vertical axis rotate at any direction, only one is sufficient, no need to choose that changes of direction. Then convert more energy to mechanical. Which one? The horizontal axis wind turbine convert more energy. Reason is at a time all the blades will get the impact, so that it will rotate, so we will get rotation speed and torque will be more, so that we will get more power. Then at the same time only it is capturing one particular blade, so that it is rotating, therefore capture, so that only power production is less than compared with horizontal axis. Then yaw mechanism. Yaw mechanism, I will tell you next slide also what is in the yaw mechanism. Just you assume that our pedestal fan in our home, if we need air in particular direction, we will change the head. Like that, due to the wind turbine, wind velocity direction, we will change the head of the wind turbine. Head of the wind turbine. That is called as yaw mechanism. So yaw mechanism is needed in horizontal axis wind turbine. At the same time, vertical axis not much complexity. We know it. Only one blade, if we hit by wind, automatically it will rotate. Then another one, horizontal axis, we need more space. Already we know more space is needed, but vertical axis less space. If you go through the YouTube, you can see the video there. In our toll gate. Toll gate also, people are using this due to the going flow. Due to the flow, traveling effect of vehicle, there is a wind flow. That wind flow is converted into electrical by using vertical axis. Then for high power production, people will prefer only horizontal axis. For low power production, people will use vertical axis, but commercial cases, normally people are using high power, so that horizontal axis wind turbine is suitable. That is why for small in our home or anything is small equipment, something like that, if you want to make it, we can go for vertical axis. So from this next slide onwards, I am not concentrating anything about vertical axis. I am explaining only horizontal axis wind turbine. Then types of wind turbine based on the connection. Standalone wind energy conversion system and grid connected wind energy conversion system. The standalone conversion system means what? One wind turbine, power converter and load. In our home, we can connect one wind turbine. In some case, some homes we have seen that one small wind turbine will be there, power converter. It will fulfill the power requirement of particular home, or otherwise for particular some part. So that is called as standalone. Less power rating, usually less power rating. So we cannot able to connect to the grid. At the same time, multiples of standalone wind energy conversion system combined together maybe can suitable for wind energy for the like smart grid, and these are all the things. Then grid connected wind energy conversion system. Grid connected wind energy system, what happened? Wind turbine, then permanent some motor. I have chosen permanent magnet for my research. That's why I have chosen same slide. So permanent magnet, motor, generator, then controlled rectifier. So wind turbine, which will convert mechanical to electrical. Sorry, wind flow to mechanical output. Then generator will convert mechanical input to electrical output. So controlled rectifier, which will convert AC to DC. Then DC is filtered by capacitor. I hope you will understand. Any doubt is there, kindly note the slide and ask me during the discussion time. Then inverter, using some sine PWM or space vector pulse width modulation. Then output is connected to the grid. So where we can connect load also. So in this system, main advantages is, if suppose if you are connecting the load in the grid is RL load, what happen? RL load, it will draw reactive power. So if we are not properly controlling the inverter, grid will supply reactive power. So if the grid is supplying reactive power, what will happen? Power factor of the grid will also get affected, right? So due to that, we can have one load, and we should have a proper control in the inverter by maintaining power factor of the grid should be unity. So these are all the two things. So in this grid connected have two types. One is like this. So if you use the synchronous generator also, we can have constant speed and variable speed. What is the constant speed? If we connect generator directly to the grid, generator only run with the frequency of grid. So only we will get only some power. We cannot extract maximum power. Whatever may be the wind power, generator will rotate on constant speed, so we cannot extract maximum power. When we use this type of variable speed, so that by using control strategy, we can run the generator in the different speed, even though if we use synchronous mode generator also. So that we can, this here the frequency is constant by using inverter. So this is called a grid. So once again repeat, standalone only our personal purpose itself. Then grids connected, having synchronous generator directly connected to the grid, we can call it as constant speed. Otherwise variable speed. Variable speed means in between generator and grid we will connect to converters for controlling based on the requirement. Then parts of wind turbine, we know rotor, blades, I don't want to say anything. Brake will be there. Sometimes if the wind flow is more, that time we have to apply some brake to stop it. Otherwise wind turbine will damage, your generator will get damaged. So braking. So similarly wind power is very less. That time also braking is needed. Yaw control. See that tower direction, then only we can know where is the direction of wind flow. Then anemometer. So this is the advantages of anemometer. Anemometer, another one, how much wind velocity it is, we will come to know in meter per second. That for that purpose we are using anemometer. I hope you understood what are the different parts. I think you already know this. So then types of control, we have three types of control: tip speed ratio control, pitch angle control, yaw control. So now yaw control, first I will explain yaw control, then I will explain pitch angle control, then I will explain tip speed ratio control. So it will be good, you need to listen very carefully for understanding. So if I am taking the class, I will show different methods for making it understand very clearly. So whatever I am saying, just to listen carefully so that you can easily understand. Based on wind direction, change the wind turbine speed. You know that no, I already told you, direction is changes, automatically we will change the head of the wind turbine. Then pitch angle control. Pitch angle control means each blade can be rotatable. So I will tell you why we are rotating and all further. Then tip speed ratio control. Then after explaining these two, I will explain that tip speed ratio control. See yaw control. See the direction arrow mark. I can tilt that entire head towards left or right, any direction based on the wind turbine. If you say this closed image, there some motor is there inside for making it make it rotor. I couldn't show the video now. The reason is online, it is very difficult to show the video. So you can see in the YouTube also, will get some video that there is one motor is there. With this motor automatically it will turn. The controller will give based on the wind direction command and it will tilt. That is called as yaw control. Normally electrical engineer people will not do much in this yaw control. Mechanical people only will do. So I am not explaining much about yaw control. Then pitch angle control. See the blade. Each blade can be changed. Each blade can be changed the pitch angle. That is called as pitch angle. Why this pitch angle is important? For that, see this wind turbine. Assume the icon that you are seeing your mobile or your laptop or your PC, that is a direction of wind flow. That means wind is flowing from your eye to, for understanding I am explaining, your eye to the screen. So now see the blade is perpendicular. Always, what happens? Whatever the wind is flowing, it will act it will blocked by this that blade, and blade will start to rotate. Understand? This is very important. When this, so that what now assume the blade is this position. See, this looking position is towards head, been targeting towards head of that, like aeroplane, some one portion is there, that place he's hitting. What happened now? The blade is now changed. So previous case we will call it as pitch angle is 0 degree. For showing the next slide, please understand, blade is now perpendicular to the wind flow. That is called as pitch angle is 0. Then here blade is parallel with the wind flow. Blade is parallel with wind flow. That is called as pitch angle is 90 degree. Otherwise, if you have any problem for understanding, you do this way. Take one paper, see the paper. That is called as pitch angle is 0 degree. Then see that side view of the paper. What happened? Pitch angle, we can see only straight line. We already studied engineering diagrams and all engineering. So that there side view means only straight line only we can see. So straight line is called as 90 degree pitch angle. Then direct to the plane is called as 0 degree pitch angle. So now you understand. Now wind is flowing directly to the, when the pitch angle is 0 degree, what will happen? Wind flow will be directly to that flow, so that the wind turbine will start to rotate. At the same time, now pitch angle is 90 degrees, wind is flowing. What will happen? Wind turbine, it will not rotate. That means wind direction and the plane of inclination is same direction. So that what happens? It will not rotate. Then you should understand why we fix it this. When we will fix this pitch angle 0, when we will fix this pitch angle is 90 degree. When we will fix this pitch angle is 90 degree. Normally, wind velocity varies from wind 0 to cutting speed, rated speed, cutout speed. Please listen very carefully. Cutting speed, cutout speed, and cutting speed, rated speed, and cutout speed. So normal cases, cutting speed is approximately 2.5 to 3 meter per second. Cutting speed. Then rated speed is wind velocity at which generator produces maximum capacity of power. For example, at the cutting speed, we rated speed normally 12 meter per second. Normally 12 to 13, 13.5. Based on the wind turbine model, it will change the power rating. So cutting speed normally 2.5 to 3 meter per second. Rated speed is normally 12 to 13 meter per second. Then cutout speed is normally 25 meter per second. Please mind it. When you go to the next slide, you will understand. Otherwise, it is very difficult for making you understand. Please listen once again. Cutting speed, cutout rated speed, and cutout speed. So cutting speed is very less wind speed. Whenever wind velocity reaches cutting speed, then only we can generate the power. Otherwise, if before cutting speed, again wind turbine is rotating due to this, it will draw the power from grid. So it will lose the unnecessarily rotating. So that people with the wind velocity is, every wind turbine has separate cutting speed and cutout speed, rated speed. So once till the cutting speed, wind turbine will be holded. It will not rotate. How we will hold? We will make pitch angle 90 degree. We can wind turbine flow directly parallel to this plane. So that what happens? We can make it pitch angle 90 degree. I hope you understood. Then now it is very difficult to getting a feedback. Also now that feedback that discussion session will come after one slide, so you can ask me. I hope you understood. So then wind velocity increases from cutting speed to rated speed. Cutting speed to rated speed means what happens? Wind turbine start to generate the power till the rated power of generator. So till the rated power of generator, assume that cutting speed is 2.12 meter per second, we will get rated power, maximum power. After that, we cannot make this power. We cannot run beyond that. We cannot generate the power from generator, right? Generator have a rated power. So beyond cutting speed, we will try. So another one important one, when between cutting speed to rated speed, we will make pitch angle zero. The reason is all the wind power I need, so that we can make at all the wind power will has to hit in the blade. So till rated power we will make wind turbine pitch angle is 0 degree. Then once we will reach cut rated speed, what we have to do? We have to maintain the power as constant. How we will maintain power as constant? We will increase the pitch angle from 0 to 10, 20, like that, based on the change increase in wind velocity, so that we can maintain power is constant, so that you can use pitch angle control. So where we can use pitch angle control between 0 to wind velocity cutting speed, we can use pitch angle control. The reason is we have to maintain pitch angle is 90 degree, otherwise loss. Then when the wind velocity is increases beyond rated wind velocity, we have to make it pitch angle is how much? Again, we have to increase the pitch angle from 0 to gradually till 90 degree. Usually it will vary till 30, then directly it will goes to 20, go to 90 degree. Once it 90 degree, wind will not affect the blade, so that all the power flow will be happen, so that wind velocity above 25 meter per second, we can make it wind turbine hold. If you are not holded, wind three blades will go somewhere. So we have to hold it. So this is the case of pitch angle control. For that, I will explain this case. This is the before the discussion. This is the final curve. All the three curve x-axis are same. Wind velocity. See very clearly. B cutting, B rated, B cut out. All the cases. So now, so I am click on first button. See operating point is P. What are an operating point is P? I am making pitch angle is 90 degree. You know why I am making till cutting speed, power production has not be there. That's why we have to stop. So till this operating point P, till B cutting speed, we will make 90 degree. Therefore, see that figure 17 output power is 0 from P to P cutting. I hope you understood. P to P cutting output power is 0. Then see the turbine speed of figure 18 from P to B cutting, that output power is turbine speed is 0. Turbine is not rotating. I hope you understood up to this. From 0 to B cutting, power pitch angle is 90 degree, so output power production is 0. Generator is also not rotating, therefore turbine speed is also not there, so speed is 0. Then see the Q point. Everywhere, Q point. Q point, what happened? Wind velocity reaches B cutting speed, right? So that time what happened? Again, we have to make it pitch angle 0. That is why suddenly reducing at cutting speed to V rated, we are making pitch angle 0. So till this pitch angle 0, see that between the once again, see that operating point from Q to R. What happened? Q to R, pitch angle I made it as 0. So figure 17, output power gradually increasing based on the increase in wind velocity. Based on the increasing wind velocity, output power gradually increases. Correct? Then, whatever turbine speed, as the wind velocity increases, we need to adjust the optimum power, no, optimum speed, so that we are Q to R, we are increasing the speed as well. So now, this is the region where Q to R is applicable for maximum power point tracking. Q to R, operating point from Q to R only applicable for maximum power point tracking. Then at the point of R, again wind velocity increases beyond the rated value. What happens? Pitch angle gradually increasing. See pitch angle, first diagram figure 16, gradually increasing. Then maybe for 20 degree, 30 degree, then it will reach suddenly, once it will reach cutoff speed, it will reach directly to 90 degree again further. So see, from PQ R to S, gradually pitch angle is increasing. I am saying explaining figure 16. Gradually it is increasing. Then at the cutoff speed, directly reaching to 90 degree. See the figure 17 till from B rated. Always I am getting A rated to B cutoff. I am getting rated power. So how we will get it rated power? We will get it the speed also rated speed, right? Somehow we will adjust the blade till B cutoff speed. So this is how operation. So now P in the P to Q is the region where we can use pitch angle control. Then Q to R is the region where we can use maximum power point tracking. I will explain it how it will be maximum power point tracking. Then R to S is again pitch angle control. Our electrical engineers, we can do something in between the region Q to R. So next, when I explain maximum power point tracking, I will not explain the operation region between P to Q and R to S. I will only explain the region between Q to R for maximum power point tracking. I hope you understood what I am saying. So this is, I think, next discussion session. I hope just you send the doubts in chat box with your name and slide number. I will clarify it. Then for otherwise you can openly also you can discuss no issue. But any doubt is there, you can ask, no problem. But please take care of echo issues. Hello.
Dear participants, if you have any queries, post it in the chat box. Otherwise, unmute your mic and ask your question.
So, madam, I think it will take little more time.
Yeah.
I thought that I can complete before 12 o'clock. I think it will take maybe 12:15 and no issue, no?
Yeah, okay, sir.
No problem. Is it understandable?
Yes, sir, it's very much understandable.
Okay. No doubt. BTech students should have more doubts, no? So, I think, shall I go further, ma'am? I think they are not opening.
Okay.
Huh?
Some
So,
other questions in the chat box, sir. One question that is from Muthu Subramanian.
To Subramanian. Okay, it is there. I am seeing only in the last. Headlight in our bicycle, when this principle is similar to that working. I guess people's battery free, yeah, headlight in the, that is different, no? That actually we are by using our force of pedestrian. No, we are using by hand, we are applying that, what is that? Force, so that generator it will be at then we will get the olden days. It is entirely different. That is different. Where based on our force, human force, we are getting energy. But this is different. Wind flow is different. Wind flow is entirely different. Yaw control, you can use stepper motor and servo motor. Servo motor and people are using. So if you see that some videos, I thought if it is directly interaction, surely I will show some videos also. But I could you can YouTube, it is many videos are there. There is servo motor mechanism will be there. It will help us to rotate. We can understand very clearly. Many videos are there. You can understand. Servo motor. Any other? Good. At least some questions are coming. How long does wind turbine last? How long? How long? I think it will take 15 years. 15 to 20 years wind turbine will last. So that is why people are thinking at till 15 they will extract maximum power. Like that they are doing 15 to 20. 15 to 20. Yeah. then how the angle of plate can be changed in the picture and what type of control is there also one motor we have placed. Then this motor, what happened picture and what could be the reason why vertical wind turbine are not so effective. One minute, first I will explain. Wait 1 minute. First I will complete that. What could be the reason why vertical wind turbine are not so effective? The reason is vertical wind turbine we cannot use for high power application, but low power we can use it everywhere. For I already told you for toll gates and all we can connect it. So due to the movement of vehicle, we will get some air so that we can use it. But high power applications for commercial things, if I instead of spending this money to for this one, they spend one wind turbine for high power, so horizontal axis, so that they will get more power. People are usually, if you are paying money, you will get maximum. No, that is why people are using this. That's what is the horizontal axis wind turbine. How the angle of the blade can be changed in pitch angle control. What type of control is being used currently? So there, what happened? Once the wind velocity, that anemometer will show that wind velocity, how much wind velocity it is. Accordingly, they will have a stepper motor type of control. The stepper motor type of control will give how much angle it is. Normally, in our real cases, angle will not be 0 degree all the time. Picture. Some 4 degree, 5 degree, some variation is there. Ideal cases, I am thinking ideal cases I have told 0 degree, but real cases it will be around it will be approximately 4 degree, 10 degree, something like that. Another one we cannot increase the pitch angle more than 30 degree. 30 to 40 is the maximum. So that after that it will be directly we will went to what is that pitch angle 90 degree. I hope you understood. Please send the feedback links or I think if someone is urgent. Okay. Shall I go with next?
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, just skip this. So next, we are planning to move on maximum power point tracking. So don't confuse with pitch angle and other control. Only I am explaining maximum power point tracking only applicable between cutting speed and rated speed. Now our pitch angle is always 0 degree. Please keep it in mind. Otherwise you will confuse whatever I am explaining. Uh, this is one that I am now going to explain the operating point between Q2R, Q2R only. So don't confuse with any pitch angle and all. Q2R always beta is 0. So I can go with characteristics of wind turbine. So this is the characteristics of wind turbine between cutting speed and rated speed. So it is seems to be like a hill. See, V1, V2, V3 are increasing wind velocity. So we will get that power curve is like a hill, like a hill. Now, if you see that output power, if I am not controlling generator, if wind velocity is assumed V1, the curve when it is maximum, whenever optimum speed omega optimum 1, that time only we are getting P optimum maximum power. Similarly, at wind velocity V2, omega optimum 2, that time only we are getting that output power P optimum 2. So it's like that each wind velocity having different optimum speed. So if I am not controlling my generator, what will happen? Generator will rotate any speed. Maybe for example, wind velocity V1, omega optimum, it will not rotate at omega optimum 1. Instead of that, it will rotate less than omega optimum 1 so that we cannot extract maximum power. So that is why people have introduced maximum power point tracking. So this is the characteristics of normal wind turbine for increasing in wind velocity. You have seen, I hope you have seen already the different literature. So just I am going little bit problem, little bit derivation point of view. This is the power output power of wind turbine. Output power is nothing but half rho is nothing but air density, A is nothing but area of Softy area. What is the Softy area? The circular shape, rotor will rotate in circular shape, so Softy area. Then Cp of lambda comma beta. Cp of lambda comma beta is nothing but, Cp is nothing but power coefficient. What is meant by power coefficient? In our electrical generator, motor and all, we used to say efficiency, right? Efficiency is by 80%, otherwise 0.8. Like that, thus wind turbine will be, efficiency of the wind turbine is predicted by Cp, power coefficient. It is varies with respect to lambda and beta. Then once again, I want to tell another one. I forgot to say that this previous slide. I have told pitch angle control, yaw control, right? So tip speed ratio control only applicable for the region Q2R. Tip speed ratio control. I will tell you why I am choosing tip speed ratio control. So pitch angle control I already explained, yaw control is already explained. So now see this case slide is there, yeah, power. Then so lambda is nothing but tip speed ratio. Lambda is means what? Lambda is equal to omega. Omega is the speed of the turbine. R is the radius of the turbine. Then radius of the blade, that turbine, and V is the wind velocity. So here R is also not in my hand. Radius is fixed. Wind velocity is also not in my hand. Wind velocity is in the environment. So only lambda can be varies directly by speed. So that the speed is controlled, so that automatically lambda is controlled. Lambda is controlled means what? Lambda is nothing but what? Pitch angle control. So now, so that once again I want to tell you very clearly, just I will show everything. So air density normal. See the first equation. Half rho. Rho is nothing but air density. Normal cases, air density is 1.2 kilogram per meter square. So that's around it. So we can fix air density is constant. Then second one, area, Softy area. Softy area is what pi r square. So pi r square also constant. The radius of the blade will not change every time, it will be fixed. So then Cp of lambda comma beta. What is the beta? Beta is nothing but pitch angle. In our case, pitch angle is 0. So Cp is only the function of lambda. Please try to understand. Cp is the only function of lambda and V is in the velocity. So now from the second equation, if you take the substitute wind velocity, V is equal to omega divided by lambda, automatically we will get power first equation in terms of speed. So now again I am saying half rho is constant, area is constant, only variable is Cp of lambda comma beta. So Cp only variable is lambda. How lambda is varying? Lambda is varying only by speed only. How? From this equation to only variable is speed. Since the reason R and wind velocity are not controllable by me. So, swiftly, that is why I have mentioned there also, speed ratio lambda, pitch angle. So now, if you conclude, make it all those things constant, we can make it, if Cp is also abnormal cases, if Cp value is C power coefficient. So now already told you that's what it is coming. T speed ratio and pitch angle only vary the Cp. Since Cp is the function of lambda and gamma, normal cases Cp optimum Cp is 0.59. That means wind turbine efficiency is normally 59%. We cannot expect maximum performance beyond that. People are thinking how to do it. Researches are going on. Then lambda also varies from optimum lambda is also varies from 6 to 8 maximum. Based on the wind velocity radius, the lambda will be changed. We know already lambda is equal to omega r by b. So now, so Cp is the function of lambda only. Lambda how we can be changed? Lambda can be changed by changing the speed, optimum speed. How we will change the generator speed? For example, one generator, I think someone is unmuting in between. Speed is, for example, lambda is only with respect to omega. How we will change the generator speed? For example, generator is running, we are connecting one resistive load. I need to reduce the load, reduce the speed. How I will reduce the load? We have done many load experiments, right? So if I increase the resistance, automatically power drawn to the load is less. Increase the resistance, automatically speed will increase. Similarly, then if I reduce the resistance, current flowing through the resistance will be more. That means load is more, therefore speed will be reduced. So like that, for example, duty cycle or modulation index, if we vary the modulation index, automatically output voltage will vary. Voltage is vary, voltage is directly proportional to speed. So that we can control the speed. So our aim is in maximum power point tracking and all, we have to maintain the generator to run this optimum speeds of electricity. That is called as maximum power point tracking. So this is for showing radius nowadays, how much radius it is. So the radius of the wind turbine reached in 2000 itself our Statue of Liberty, USA. That much length is there, radius. That much radius. See now Washington Mountain. Washington Monument is 169 meter. Most probably within a couple of years, that much radius diameter will come. That much diameter of wind turbine will come. So that is the just I want to show. This is the radius. So we see here. Please listen. This figure number 16. I think yeah, this things. Here 16, what has happened? Beta, when beta is 0, we will get maximum CP power coefficient maximum. This is power formula 0.4. We will get maximum CP, then optimum lambda optimum. For example, if beta is 0, only when lambda is optimum, then only CP is optimum. Since the reason is CP is function of lambda comma beta. See, now beta, if I increase it, automatically CP value is reduced. So it is good, we have to fix this pitch angle is 0 degree and lambda should be optimum. How we will change the lambda? Lambda we can change only by varying the speed. So from this previous equation, see the third and fourth equation, power is directly proportional to omega cube, torque is directly proportional to omega square. Power we know, torque into speed. So that what happened? The speed and here one omega cube, one speed has also cancelled. Therefore, torque is equal to K optimum into omega optimum cube. So that is like a parabola. That is why if you see the characteristics curve, the dotted curve, the dark black color curve is optimum curve, like a parabola, as per the equation 3. Then, as per the equation 4, also that the torque here, first one is green color line is figure 17, power versus speed characteristics. Then blue color dotted line is torque versus speed characteristics for wind turbine. Either we can vary the torque, either we can vary the power. Accordingly, we can change the speed. Also, if we change the speed, tip speed ratio will be optimum. If the tip already beta is optimum, so if beta is optimum, the speed ratio is optimum, we get the optimum power, is the power will be optimum. So that is only just for understanding and showing it. The things. I hope you understood why we need to go for maximum power point tracking. Why we need to go for maximum power point tracking? Only output power is the function of power coefficient. Power coefficient is the function of lambda comma beta. Lambda is nothing but the speed ratio. Beta is nothing but pitch angle. Already we have chosen the speed region between V cut in and V rated, where we are fixing beta is equal to 0. Only the variable is lambda. How we will vary the lambda? Lambda only by varying the speed. Since R and V are, V is not about our control, R is fixed. Therefore, lambda only vary by speed so that we can control the get the optimum. So that we will get the third equation, power optimum equal to K optimum into omega optimum cube. So one algorithm only I will explain, I am not going to explain more. Hill climb searching algorithm. The hill climb searching algorithm, what we will do, generator and power converter, output load feedback, I have taken power, then error detector, then feedback. What we will do, I will explain first what is mean by hill climb, then only you will understand this. If you are climbing the hill, so you will climb one particular time and you will look at down whether, and you look at above whether I have reached the maximum optimum, what is that, top of the hill. Then if it is not, I am not reaching the top of the hill, then again I will walk forward one particular time, then I look at the top, it should be down, so that we will come to know, yeah, it is, I have reached now the top of the hill. So similarly, initially by using this closed loop control, we will see the del W in the figure 20. We will increase the speed little bit. Check it. Power. When compared with previous power, this power is increasing or not. If yes, then again increase the speed again further. Again check previous power and current power and previous power. Again changing power is positive. Like that, we have to reach the maximum point. This is called as hill climb searching algorithm. I hope you understand. Just to assume the hill climb, how we are climbing. Just climb and look at down whether we have, look at up, yeah, we have to be move further. Then again we will go further. Finally at the top of the hill, when we look at further, we cannot see any top. We can see down. So that we can call it as hill climb searching algorithm. In this hill climb searching algorithm, this is the demo. Del 1, how to, we will check it every time power based on the speed changes. Two types of hill climb searching algorithm: small step hill climb searching algorithm and large step hill climb searching algorithm. Small steps hill climb searching algorithm means we will increase small step of speed. What happen if you are walking very slow step? What happen? Reaching the hill it will take more time. At the same time, accuracy of reaching the maximum point is exact optimum point. So that is the advantages of small step tracking. Tracking is very small. We will small step and we will reach maximum point, right? Then, but speed of tracking is slow. At the same time, accuracy is more. That is called a large small step tracking. Then large step tracking also there. The large step tracking, if you see, I think I forgot to take the slide. Yeah, this is, sorry. Figure number 22 is large step. Large step, see, stepping time is more, speed is more, so power, we can climb the hill fast. Our walking distance is our two, just we are increasing the distance of each step. What happens? We can walk, reach fastly the hill climb. We can reach easily the hill. But at the same, we cannot predict that whether it is optimum point or not. So that is a disadvantages of large step tracking. Large step tracking means speed is fast, accuracy is less. Small step tracking means speed is less, accuracy is more. So people have think that forward large step and reverse small step tracking. What it means? They will reach as like figure 22 beyond the optimum point. PMMP, that is a maximum power point. PMMP. Then from there they will use small step tracking so that we can take the advantages of small step tracking and large step tracking. That is also there. If you, this is for literature, for only for research purpose. People have done many work in this area. How to track it? Please go through the literature. You will get many idea. Then issues there is there. One particular wind velocity. First we will increase. We will using small step. We have increased the point PMM P1 first for wind velocity V1. Then if wind velocity changes to V2, again what we will do? Again we have to start from initial. So that is the disadvantages people have found out in issues of HCS algorithm. Once we check, if from their step if we go further, people will feel easy for control. That is why that is one issue. Another issue is sensorless control. sensorless control, what happens? Initially, it reaches PMMPK. Now, as wind velocity increases, PMMPK of 1 K plus 1. But what happens? This algorithm think that, oh, increases in speed, so I have to track further. So unknowingly, it will go other track beyond that optimum point. I hope you understood. Initially, it reaches PMMPK by using optimum point, using this tracking. One particular time, suddenly, wind velocity changes. So wind velocity changes means now what is the optimum point? PMMP of K plus 1. But algorithm will think that now power is again increasing. That means previous optimum point is not the optimum point. So I have to increase the speed. So algorithm increases the speed of del omega of K so that it will increase. So it will not get exact optimum point. So these are all the issues behind the hill climb searching algorithm. People are doing different research activities. Then another one is this optimum constant. We will have one optimum constant. What is the optimum constant? P optimum equal to K optimum into omega optimum cube. So optimum constant. So if you measure electrical power, time constant of electrical what happens? First the generator will be there. Mechanical of
Hello, sir.
hello.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. I think time is 12:23.
Time is already finished.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, what happened? Just I will okay, go further.
Yeah.
So the last slide will be wind
Yeah,
up.
thank
So
you.
another thing is multi-rotor wind turbine is there. Instead of one rotor, we have 4 rotors at a time. This is also one literature. Then development of wind energy. Then another one is airborne wind turbine. They will make one small turbine and they will fly out. So that wind turbine will rotate. That is a airborne. Another wind. So these are all the scopes of electrical engineer and research point of view one can do with this one. So this is the characteristics of multi-rotor wind turbine. Instead of one big circle, we are using small. Instead of 30 megawatts, we are using 10, 10, 10, 3 wind turbine. This is called a multi-rotor wind turbine. So I hope then this is the any doubt is there, you can ask me and send the feedback. I think you can finish. Then thank you so much, management and faculty team of Mount Zion College of Engineering and other participants who are attending this webinar today. Then principal of Mount Zion College and HOD of Electrical Department, Professor Sandhya, Assistant Professor. He has coordinated the session. And another one, I want to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar and Dean of Sanjay Gowda University for permitting and all other well wishes. I hope, thank you for your patience this much time. Wish you all the best. If you have any doubt, kindly ask me. I will come directly.
Yes, sir. Dear participants, if you have any queries, post it in the chat box. Some of the questions in the chat box.
Just come. Okay. In HCS algorithm, how we can increase the means control speed. What are an example? Generator is there. Assume one boost converter. Buck. So if we change the duty cycle, what will happen? If the duty cycle is less means power extracted from the wind turbine is less. So the speed will be reduced. If the duty cycle, if you make it more, automatically speed will be more. So based on the duty cycle, we can adjust the speed of the generator. Like that we can control. So I told varying the load, automatically speed will change. I hope you understood. Rinkash, put it. Then any other?
Yeah. I
hope I took more time. Anyway, okay.
No problem, sir.
Okay.
I think we will wind the session, sir.
Okay, you can end up. No problem.
Okay, sir. Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
Sir, thank you, vote of thanks. I am honored and lucky to have the opportunity to give a vote of thanks on this special day. I would like to thank our expert, Dr. Rajin and Linus, for giving excellent webinar based on energy conversion system. During the session, you are giving lot of information, sir. It must be very much useful for the students as well as the faculty members to the research work. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, sir.
Okay, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Tell me.
No problem, sir. Yeah, then-
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you so much for inviting. Okay, wish you all the best. Please be safe.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you very
Okay.
much, sir.
Thanks. Yeah.
Then we would like to thank our profound gratitude management and principals for continuously providing the support for the types of online lecture series during this lockdown period. And then also extend my sincere thanks to our HOD sir for giving the wonderful opportunities to organize the session. Thank you, sir. And I also thank our faculty members for their extended support. Finally, I would like to thank our participants for actively participating in online events. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
For continuation to the webinar, tomorrow we have another session. The session starts at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. The session is going to be handled by Mr. K. Robin, Electric Engineer, Butech, Doha, Qatar. The webinar topic is 11 kilowatt substation and introduction to MEP. We are expecting your presence in tomorrow's session also. The registration link in the chat box. All of you register for tomorrow's session. Thank you.
Please stay back in the line for another 2 minutes. The participant has to post the feedback. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.